Hi, my name is James Frazier, and for my student presentation number 3, I went ahead and chose a time where Congress and the Supreme Court both acted outside of their responsibilities. So what I'll be going over. So the instance that I chose was the Affordable Care Act, and as the presentation requires, I'm going to be going over how they did it, where specifically in the Constitution were the powers they abused, did the other branches reprimand them, and did the people get upset with that branch of government? So, how did they do this? So, so the general story of this is what happened was the Senate went ahead and created a act that was involved fees and penalties, which is unconstitutional for Congress to use fees and penalties. So what happened then was the Supreme Court, when they were reviewing this as something that was unconstitutional, they rewrote the fees and penalties as a tax. But that still didn't fix the problem, and still it's unconstitutional because the Senate was the one that originally put this act together, and the Senate isn't allowed to create something or be the original creators of something that involves revenue and spending. They can suggest things, but they're not allowed to be the ones that actually create it and implement it. So that's how they did it. So where specifically in the Constitution was the powers they abused? So Section 8 or Article 1, Section 8, Clause 1 was the first one, and right there, right in his first thing to say, they can lay out taxes, but nowhere does it say they can lay out penalties or penalties and fees for not doing something. And then into Article 1, Section 7, Clause 1 is where it's saying that um, all bills for raising revenue shall originate in the House of Representatives, but the Senate may propose or concur the amendment as on other bills. But they didn't do that. They went ahead and they were the originate of for that. So those were the two major places where it was unconstitutional. And then how the Supreme Court let this slide by afterwards, even once it was created as a law, and it was originated from the Senate, they still let this slide by. So, as I've been talking about this whole time, did the other branches reprimand them? No, they didn't. It was kind of a joint group effort to go ahead and pass this law, and it did. So, did the people get upset with that branch of government? Um, a lot of people definitely got upset, but there was three major states that Texas, Kansas, and Louisiana that actually went ahead and did a joint lawsuit against this. And so that's my presentation. So here's my bibliography, which the sources I used, and thanks